LaMelo belong in the top 3 of this list?
Hell no. And I love LaMelo, and he would have been my Rookie of the Year had he not gotten hurt. I think this kid is a future star in this league. I love LaMelo Ball. But see, this is stuff like this that diminishes the credibility of ESPN, okay? This is the list. This is our list, right? Am I correct about this? I believe it's our list. Yes, it is. Let me tell you something right now.
Yes, ESPN.com.
What the hell? I mean, ESPN needs to drug test anybody that has something to do with this list. Makes no sense. Devin Booker is not LaMelo Ball before Devin Booker? Really? LaMelo Ball before Donovan Mitchell? Really? LaMelo Ball before Jayson Tatum? Really? I mean, what the hell is going on? Okay? I believe that ESPN should call security right now and go to whoever put this list together on ESPN.com, line them up, and test every one of them. Every one of them. Somebody's out of it. Somebody's out of it. I mean, you got to be kidding me. This don't make any sense right here. I just gave you a little. Now we can go down the list. We can go down the list with a few guys. But I'm just saying, I just gave you Ben Simmons. I understand the brother doesn't shoot the ball, but what else doesn't he do? Have you seen this man play defense? Ben Simmons is a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. Ben Simmons is 6'10", can handle the rock, can pass, has a very, very high basketball IQ, can finish at the basket, is incredibly athletic, can run the show. I mean, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? So I'm just saying top 3. LaMelo Ball can play. I believe in this kid. Happy for Michael Jordan and the Charlotte Hornets for drafting him. I believe in him. I believe this dude is going to be an all-star sooner than later, a perennial all-star. The kid's got swag. He's got game. He was my Rookie of the Year before he got hurt. I get all of that. But to sit up there and put him number 3, ahead of Donovan Mitchell, ahead of Devin Booker, ahead of Jayson Tatum, just to name it, ahead of Ben Simmons. I mean, come on. Come on. People need to get tested. I work for ESPN, all right? I've been here for the better part of the last 17, 18 years. I have nothing to do with this list. Nothing. I disassociate myself from these people. Whoever the hell put that list together. Whoever, that has nothing to do with me. Go ahead, Max.
Put together a hell of a list. Very good list. It's an excellent list. I don't agree with it exactly. I probably also would have Devin Booker 3rd or 4th, along with Donovan Mitchell. But Stephen A., at the very top of the article, it explicitly states that this is about future value. This is about value going forward. So here's the big difference between LaMelo and, let's start with what LaMelo can do. He's a potential future MVP. He can do it all. Now, when you look at the list, Luka Doncic and Ben Simmons are the only passers on LaMelo's level on the entire list. Unlike, however, Ben Simmons, LaMelo can shoot it. Meaning he and Luka are kind of in a category by themselves in terms of the genius level passers who can also hit shots from the outside. But here's where LaMelo really differentiates himself, separates himself. He's like 5 years younger than the other guys we're talking about. Donovan Mitchell's 24. Devin Booker's 24. Ben Simmons is 24. I'm with you. Right now, obviously, they're better. They're 5 years older than him. His future value in the next 5 years, and by the way, these dudes weren't as good as LaMelo at 19. In fact, very few players who have ever lived have been as good as LaMelo at the age of 19. And then you ask yourself, can you build a team around him that could maybe win a championship? Does he look like that kind of player? Yup. Does he have swagger, confidence, right? Is he the kind of guy, a team will follow? Yup. Can you see him winning an MVP in the future? Yup. Check. And in terms of an offensive player, what weakness does he really even have? No, he's not 6'10" like Ben Simmons. He's 6'6". He's a genius-level passer who's 6'6", balling at the age of 19 as few ever has, and he can hit shots from the outside. No, would I have him 3? I'm with, especially Devin Booker. I don't see LaMelo putting up, like, show me where you can score 60 points in a game, right? Because Devin Booker can do that. Show me where you can dominate a playoff
70.
game like Donovan Mitchell.
He scored 70 in a game against Boston.
Devin Booker is like, it's indecent what he can do. But I'm just saying, he hasn't proven that yet. He hasn't shown he can dominate in the playoffs like Donovan Mitchell. So I'm with you there. I probably have him like 5th. But I could see why he's top 3 based on his age alone.
Max Kellerman, I hear where you're coming from. And originally, upon seeing the list, it's like 25 and under, okay? Their game, where you'd rank them, et cetera, et cetera. I get your point, upon reading it, where you're talking about future potential. But I still maintain my position, Max Kellerman. Because let me tell you something right now. Let's go further in the list. How do we not have Devin Booker in the top 5?
I don't know.
How do we not have him in the top?
He's getting better and better.
Have you heard anyone on the air rave about De'Aaron Fox more than me? De'Aaron Fox is in Sacramento. Almost no one raves about him but me, because I saw him give it to Lonzo in the NCAA tournament, and I religiously bring up how that's the lone argument, legitimate argument, Magic Johnson and I have ever had, because I was like, don't draft Lonzo, draft De'Aaron Fox. That's the dude you want. I love De'Aaron Fox. He's at 6. He's ahead of Devin Booker too. I mean, come on, man. You just look at certain things and you're like, what are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? So it's not just about LaMelo. It's several things that are questionable on this list. All right, and I'm only playing. They know I'm only playing when I'm talking about them getting drug tested and all of that stuff. That's just a figure of speech. I'm just messing with those guys. They do a great job. But damn it, I'm still disassociating myself from this list. No. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.